Hey guys, welcome back to the Next Rank YouTube channel with Johnny and Jack. We are doing another community clip review here. We've got 3 replays from the Next Rank members, and we've already done one of these videos. If you want to check out the other one, if you haven't already, you can do that on our own channel. But we're looking at the first one here from GC, and this is in... It looks like it could be 6-mans or ranked, I'm not sure which one it is, but he says, in this replay there's a near minute of awkward gameplay about 1:30 into the match, so we're coming up to that in a second. He says that everything felt chaotic. During the same game we eventually started to come back, but I want to know why we struggled so much in the early minutes. So from, well, it's actually from 3:30 remaining, 1:30 into the match. So starting around about now, for the next minute, let's see what happened.
Okay, all right. Yeah, GC, by the way, is the name of the person, not the rank here. Right? I don't quite know what rank this is. We probably should
It
should
be
get
GC.
that. I think it's around. If I had to guess, I think it's around
it is
GC.
It's both.
Yeah. Okay, starting off, we're not going to pause too much because it is a good minute of gameplay. But that 50, we want to direct it into either the corners, because if you think about it, the person that is going to play off of the 50 we get the most here, okay, is actually the opponent. It's a pretty big miracle that our teammate can get this follow-up on this 50, and it's mainly because, in my opinion, he's slightly too close to the 50 for most cases. This is just the one case where it's actually fine. In a very high level kind of understanding, you should probably try to, if you want to keep this 50 kind of central for your teammate behind you, you want to get it low, okay? And the way we do that is we simply single jump into the 50. A single jump is also best for a 50 here in general, because if this player realizes that you're about to flip into this ball, or you have a tendency to flip into this ball, what I would personally do is I would just completely fake challenge, okay? Because then you flip the ball away and my teammate behind me can come in. I don't know if that's the orange player. I think that was the orange player. My teammate behind me here can come in and take a free shot, basically, okay? So try and 50 it to the corners, or single jump 50. It allows you to recover quicker, and it'll be much safer in general. This is fine for the outcome, but I think it can go wrong sometimes. So I wanted to kind of say that quickly, Johnny.
Yeah, this is now, continuing on from that, where you can see, yeah, I get what you mean with the awkwardness. The game's kind of just flying around and we weren't able to keep up there, but I don't really mind that you've said, hey, you know what? On that double tap that just happened a minute ago, just going to leave that. If you're scoring it, fair enough. I'm not going to try and read that. Yeah, that could have been better. That touch to, well, the attempted touch in offense. This one was an okay option. There's lots of options to go for here, of course. This one's fine because the backboard is open, so we can backboard that to our third. That's great. Jack, I know you like to leave the ball for your third there as well, which is an alternative because it is going so fast.
Yeah.
So why is that?
Yeah, so I would say for this play, we're pushing up, we see a mid-pass opportunity, and that's why we start boosting here. That small boost, I think, is to try and play for a mid-pass. That's completely fine. The mid-pass doesn't come, and that means that we push up into the space a little bit too, I would say a little bit too much. Now, when you don't have a clear angle towards the net, like, you can react to this and single jump arrow right and hit it in the general direction of the net. You probably won't score. It probably goes to the backboard. That's actually completely fine. But it is, you have to react quickly. If you don't want to do that, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that in the moment, just simply, if you have quick enough understanding and you can work on this, just simply realize this isn't your ball anymore. Carry on your momentum and you rotate like this. Your teammate sees that and he can come in. Yes, this guy might cut, and yes, it might take a 50, but if this guy recognizes it quickly enough, which is the big thing, then he should be able to get on top of it. At worst case scenario, he doesn't recognize that, he doesn't get on top of it, and you simply rotate back and you defend one person on the ball with 2 people. You'll be fine. And you may have to give up the attack. But I would just say that these balls are very, very tough to react to when you pick up your speed like that. You've gone supersonic, you now slow down. Try and just keep your speed going if you see you're too close. Maybe look for a bump, maybe look for a kind of disruptive touch. One that the opponents can't instantly clear out. But the play was fine, the touch was fine, and the idea was good. Yeah. It's just tough to get. It is just tough to get.
Okay, so we're just past a minute now. That is a crazy scenario. So I think the opponent just got bumped into a bump. That, I mean, you've done a really good job to dodge that. Watch Sabo here. gets pre-flip bumped into bumping you.
Yeah.
And you still got the save, so fair enough.
Good
I mean,
save.
obviously the save isn't ideal.
Yeah.
You want to knock it to the corner,
Yeah.
but we'll let you off with that because the
Getting
opponent did in
bumped,
fact get bumped into you, which
Double
is
kickoff.
kind of insane. Love the double kickoff. Oh, go on, get stuck in there.
try.
Just got to go because, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah, the opponent should have that one, but I would have hated to see you turn around just in case he misses or, somehow face plants the
Ooh.
post. Sometimes people will misread where the ball's in fact going to bounce and you just in fact have an open net where you've turned around to be safe, so good job there. Okay, so this is where it starts to become less weird. So the minute has just half. That's the minute of awkward gameplay. The rest of the game, you said, is more smooth. Overall, looking at that minute, I think it was just not being able to match the pace of play. We're either too slow when the game's going fast, or too fast when the game's going slow. Too close when there's volatility on the table. And then our teammate, quite far away when there's an opportunity to get a passing play going, or even leaving the ball for your teammates come in. Situation that Jack mentioned, disconnection. Jack, what could be done to help with that? Because I'm sure this happens at all levels.
So this is actually a really weird, kind of situation that you are completely right in that the speed, I think that the player is not matching the speed properly, but they're trying to, but they're almost a half second or a second too late into realizing where they want to be. So this is a really good example here, okay? So we turn up for this mid pass, and we're boosting, we're supersonic, we're boosting as well. We're looking for this kind of pass opportunity, but maybe that just isn't the play our teammate is trying to go for, and maybe we're just not able to get there. If we wanted to be there for the mid pass now, as he's about to flip into the ball, we can't be behind the line. We almost want to be here already. Okay, so we're a few car lengths behind, and then we're trying to make up for it. At that point, it's not even your fault that you're not there. You made the proper rotations. Sometimes you just can't be there. Sometimes you're not meant to be, kind of thing. And that's completely fine. Don't try and pick up your speed to go, I could have been there, and now I'm going to try and get there, okay? Because now what happens is that ball goes forward. You realize that the pass isn't a thing anymore. It's no longer a play you can get involved with. And now look what happens. You have to cut all your speed down because you're supersonic. And now you have to go to the left hand of the pitch, left-hand side of the pitch, where you should have been already for this future touch from Sabo, okay? So now you try and make up for it, and we're a half second too late again. So you see what I mean? We're a little too late to recognize what's going on, or we think we should be there or could be there, so we try and make up for it. And then we try and go, I could have been on this side, now I have to go to this side now, and then we get beat slightly. So it's just a little bit disconnected. It's really not much. It's just a matter of making a decision quicker or going, okay, maybe I could have been there, but now I can't. Let's just cover the side of the pitch where I need to be next.
All right, the second one in this video is from Safety. He says, would like more advice on shot selection and placement in order to not throw away possession. And it is in this play that we've just skipped ahead to in this replay. So let's see what happens in order for possession to get thrown away. We've got possession now, which is great. We've still got possession. Still waiting for it to be thrown away. This is okay. Well, it's not the worst initial attack, but shooting at the far post does give your opponent the chance to land with a ton of momentum if they do make the save. This isn't a terrible idea though, to just shoot the ball far post, one time, as long as we can switch it. There weren't really many options as well with that first touch, which made it a bit awkward. If you do want to shoot on that touch, you have to kind of go at the far post there.
Yeah, I would say we are going to pause on a few of these shots because there's about, I think, 4 shots in this minute of play where he wants advice on. And I'd say for this first one, the first touch is a little towards net, Johnny. So the angle is not as clear. It is still possible to get a good shot on this, but you have to wait for the ball to drop a bit. Okay, so you can still volley this, full volley it without it bouncing. But you need to wait for it to drop and then come at it a little bit from this direction. You also want to use a left dodge if you want to shoot this properly. Not like an arrow shot, coming at it when it's low and hitting it hard on a volley last second. I honestly think you could just bounce and power shot this, Johnny, from just a regular kind of bounce shot. Because your opponent, you need to see that your opponent is backing off. You need to have kind of peripheral vision, looking at your opponent. Where's he going? Okay, he's facing backwards, and he's also quite a distance away. That means we have time. Okay, so we don't need to jump and shoot this. You might think it's open, and that's why we do that, but it's not. And sometimes we just have to say, okay, well, you have to recognize that. But it's still a decent shot. Like it was open enough to force the save, to be bad enough where we can boost still. And we should still have possession here, Johnny. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah, the shot is fine, and we're probably going for a ceiling shot. I don't mind this, Johnny, but what's wrong with this one?
Again, it's the first touch, so you know the aerial game is something that's 1v1's great for. You can work on your aerial game because you have more space. So this is absolutely fine to go for, but the first touch is so forward that we can't really catch up to it. It's just really hard up the pitch. So that's more of a first touch that you've gone for there if you're starting the air dribble like closer to your back corner if you're really if you've got far to go, but from the halfway line you don't have to do that. Overall though, we do still have possession, so we're kind of swarming the opponent. We know that he's in low boost. He looks awkward there. Honestly, a challenge would have not on the topic of shot selection, but when your opponent looks awkward like that, I really do not mind just full sending the challenge. But let's see what we go for this time. Okay. Well, yeah, that's just gonna probably be giving away possession more often than not. The pinch from that kind of range, the opponent's going back anyway. We know they're boost starved. They're probably not gonna just go for you early. So that was, I think probably ill-advised. Okay, the demo doesn't land after flicking far post. That's a pattern we can recognize. We've shot far post twice. The opponent has gained possession at the end of this one and scored. Okay, all right. There's a few things here. I wanted to kind of let that play. And see what happens. Do we end up winning this game? Unfortunately, oh no, we do. It's, we do. Yeah. Okay, so we end up winning this game. I'm not surprised because we look like the better player. All right, and I know it's very easy to say that, but we do look like the better player. We're making better decisions here all the time.
We have the ball, the entire time. So I'd be very surprised if we didn't win this game. Okay, this first touch on this ceiling shot, it has to be more towards the middle of the pitch, and it's very easy to say that, but a thing that you can try and do that may help improve this is simply by not actually jumping to the ceiling. Okay, it sounds silly, but just this, before you go for the shot, having in mind that you're just going to drive up to the ceiling instead of jumping, for some reason it can help a lot of players control that first touch because they're not thinking of something else. They're not thinking like they have to hit it away from their car and then jump and then land on the ceiling and then go again. Driving up to the ceiling with the ball, with one touch, drive up to the ceiling, it feels a lot smoother and you can kind of keep a similar momentum. And sometimes it allows players to feel like they can get a better first touch. That could be something that works through. It might not. Unfortunately, that's just going to be going to have to be something you work on in terms of your first touch if this happens regularly. Of course, the first touch we want is this kind of angle. This angle towards the ceiling and towards the net here is great. The angle we unfortunately get is here. Okay, so it's slightly off to the side and it's a little too far in front. We want it to be softer. The actual speed is good now that I think about it because the ball doesn't really hit the ceiling. So this speed is good. We just want it to be more towards the middle of the pitch, more towards the goal. Okay, if you aim for the goal with your car on this first touch, the rest of the shot is going to be pretty good. Okay, the shot selection itself though, Johnny. Ceiling shot there, I love it, right? I think you do as well.
If you can do it, If you can confidently get a ceiling shot on target while you're recovering, then absolutely it's a great shot in that position. You've got a boost advantage. You're not going to be challenged early. In fact, like this failed pinch looks like a perfect lineup for that trajectory you had. If you went for the exact same ceiling shot setup here, then I think you'd be on the money because you're a bit further away, so that angle would actually have more time to end up going towards the opponent's goal instead of just straight towards their back corner. And if you're trying to mix things up, which we do, like we didn't see you do the same shot twice, which is good. You're keeping your opponent guessing. But if you're trying to mix things up, a ceiling shot on every single play can still be a diverse offense if the type of ceiling shot you go for is different. The timing, whether you fake it, go for an early shot, maybe you're really, really good, you can do ceiling shot double taps. You can go for a ceiling shot into really good players who go for resets and stuff off the back of them. A ceiling shot main, if you want to call it that, can still have a very, very difficult offense to read. So don't shy away from going for it just because you didn't get it right the first time. you could just go for it again here, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw before, and maybe you're a pinch main as well. I don't know. But this
Absolutely.
is not. This works way less. Isn't as diverse of a thing to have in your arsenal anyway.
Yeah.
It's more of like something that you can do once a game.
Exactly, yeah.
When your opponent refuses to leave you, which this guy clearly isn't doing, so we don't even gain that benefit from doing this. It's when somebody won't stop ball chasing and won't leave you alone. That's when things like hard clears, pinches can be good because they're worried about that and they might actually go and leave you alone.
Absolutely. Like Johnny says, it's simply a thing that we want to not even rely on. It's just, you have to recognize it quickly. It comes quickly. You have to recognize it quickly, and then you just have to execute it when you get the opportunity to, with the kind of Cuxa pinch type of shot. You don't want to try and set it up, because if you try and set it up, your opponent has to see it. Right, and they at this rank they know that it's a possibility for players to hit them because they've hit them before as well, right? So they are just going to leave. They're just going to cover their net, or at least cover part of it, okay, in case it goes in. You want it to be only when your opponent is clearly very close to you. So simply plays like where both players, let's say the ball is traveling backwards, both players are racing back into the corner. The ball crosses over, both players are still racing, bang. Okay, that's when you go for it. That's the type of play where you go for that. This type of shot where we have the time, we have the space. By the way, you should know that. You can check with your camera and stuff like that, but you should also know that. Ceiling shot, again, absolutely amazing. Like Johnny said, a ceiling shot can be so varied that you're completely right. The actual setup of the ceiling shot can be the exact same every time. The end of the ceiling shot, you can shoot it, you can fake it, you can do all the things Johnny listed. It would be really, really varied. So definitely take, a similar first touch to the one you did first play. I think it would be slightly too much to the corner, Johnny, but not much, not as bad as the other one. Because like you said, the further back you are, the more those touches can work on ceiling shots. Okay, flick and then bump, Johnny. I know that we're both going to say that it's simply too aggressive because the flick isn't on target, so there's nothing for the player to have to worry about or cover, okay?
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that you might not still be able to catch them out, especially at ranks like this. I actually don't mind the idea of going for this, but you also have to recognize that there is a massive gaping hole in the direction that you're about to drive into, and that means that your recovery is simply going to be longer, okay? So, unfortunately, it's just slightly over aggressive because the goal is there. If the goal wasn't there, or if you faked the bump and then went to the left last second, that's good because you put your opponent off, you make him jump, you might even catch him a little bit, but as long as you don't go inside the net, then good attempt. What do you think, Johnny?
I'm just thinking that for some reason when you said that, I'm thinking, can you imagine a player who doesn't realize that there's a goal here? They're just like, oh my goodness, who put a massive hole in the wall? What? Oh my recovery is terrible. No. Yeah, I think they probably did. Hopefully we're aware that the goal is there. But yeah, I mean, we're only looking at one. We've had two. Well, if we want to put the pinch in the off the wall category, because we had the ceiling shot, we had the pinch. Now we've had a flick and a shot. They've both gone towards the back post. So even though they're both different types of shots, they're a flick and they're and the early one was a full volley. You are hitting the ball towards the back post with both of them, so that's maybe something you could switch up to keep your opponent guessing. They've already shown that they're quite good at quickly getting across the net, timing your shot in the first shot of yours that we looked at earlier in this game, and getting a counter attack going. So if this goes towards back post, you've got to expect them to be saving it, or not being too uncomfortable. They clearly like shadowing. We know that already. So near post will make them more awkward. You could also just try and give yourself again more of an angle. We didn't do that on the first shot attempt that we had, which takes away our options. In this one as well, we're quite straight on. We've got a little bit of an angle.
It's not too bad.
If you can flick to the right, then this is great. But you did flick to the left.
I was about to say that.
Some people do. Yeah, some people do prefer to flick one way compared to the other one. If you can flick to the right here, we've got an angle. If we want to flick to the left, we don't. So that's something to look out for.
Yeah, simply we are on the right-hand side of the pitch, so all of our flicks in this position, or not all of them, but the majority of them, unless you're traveling down truly the right-hand side of the pitch where you're going, just here, then you have to flick to the left. But a lot of our flicks, if we're on the right-hand side of the pitch, but we're dribbling to the left, we simply have to use a flick with a right flip, flip to the right, okay? We flip to the left here. So we should never do that really in this position. And that's where the mechanics of the shot goes wrong, okay? In terms of the decision making, we should have an idea in mind that we want to flick towards the right hand side of the goal here, in my opinion, because like Johnny said, any flick that is over your head, over the opponent's head, makes them so awkward. Even if they get the save, it slows down their recovery because they can't have speed if they want to save that type of shot. They need to stand still and then save it. It slows down the recovery. A lot of times, it's just awkward enough that you're going to score if it's a decent flick. And simply because the recovery is slowed down, any touch that they get is probably to the corner where you're going to have possession next again. Flick towards the far post. It's the same issue as we almost saw in the first shot in this game, where you shoot towards the far post and they can save it with momentum, go into their corner and potentially get the ball, okay? So always try and flick above their head as your main option, and then sometimes flick far post when you simply see that the goal is open, okay? Another thing that you can do here is you're clearly worried about the challenge, okay? I think that's why we flick here, Johnny. It's a little late and we could recognize it, but I assume that we're thinking he might challenge us to flick quickly, right? If you're worried about that, but you've not got the position towards the goal for the correct flick, for example, here we're flicking to the left, but we're also on the right-hand side of the pitch facing the left. It's obviously going to go to the left corner. Instead of flicking, quickly try and drop the ball off the top of your car and go for a low 50 if you're worried about the challenge. That will be towards the net. A lot of time, you'll simply go under them and you can score the open net after, okay? So try and think about different options to cover the challenge rather than the flick if you're not in a good position to get the flick towards the goal.
To finish this, can we look at the goalie's POV one time on this? Because you can see where the bump is just obvious. We know it's off target from the goalie's position here. But if imagine, instead of flicking towards the back post where the opponent easily dodges the bump because they don't have to multitask, they're just they know the shot's missed and then they save it. If that flick was over their head though, like Jack's talking about, much harder for them to, even if they know it's hitting the crossbar, if they, let's say you flick it high into the crossbar,
can't see the bump.
They won't be able to see you.
Yep.
And even if they know it's off target, they might be worried about where you are. They might really drive off into a much farther away location to avoid the demo that they know could be coming. I don't think they do that. Maybe they don't even know it's coming.
I think they just won't see it coming. Yeah.
So it all works a lot better if we get the flick on target. But I want to also say at the end of this, the opponent with a great shot that I love to recommend, and I think it's underutilized at most ranks. Hook shot, wonderful. Just one touch and then hook shot on target. Yeah. It's good for open nets, obviously, like here. Great for defended nets as well. So definitely one to add to your repertoire if you don't already have it.
Okay, going into the last one here, we have a replay from Char. Thank you very much for sending it in. He said, really intense game that went back and forth. Don't know how neither team stabilized after getting leads. 1700 lobby. Okay, so this is it's a 2v2 game. So we're already seeing it. I actually wasn't even looking at that goal, Johnny. So
we'll go back
in a bit. But we're going to watch a few goals happen here. There's about 3 or 4 goals that happen in quick succession over the next minute or so of gameplay. So you're definitely right with it not stabilizing. I'm sure we're going to see. If I had to guess, I'm sure it's going to be lots of overcommits leading to goals. If that's kind of what it's going to be. But we'll see. 1700 is a high rank. You see that often in your lobbies, Johnny? The just straight up double jump whiff there.
I guess in my rank, if I'm below 1700, it's probably an open net. Teammate's probably gone off to do something else, make a coffee or something. But okay, so it's 3-2. We started this one at 2-1 because it was right before the back and forth with lots of goals and lack of stability started.
Nice play.
That's more like it, except without the open net miss. That's more like the defense I'm used to going up against. 3-3. We've been watching for less than a minute, I think. So this is.
Oh my, that's another one. Nice shot.
That's a good shot, to be fair. The goal explosion agrees. 4-3. Can we stabilize? Yeah, the clue it was earlier on in Jack's comment that he read out. So okay, user C7439 blah 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 has the ball.
Sorry.
He tries.
Okay, I don't want, like, that's just like I've done that a couple of times. It happens, but that just caught me off guard. That shot there. Oh, nice drive challenge. I love that.
I like that. Yeah.
Leave it for teammate. Nice. Yeah, user C. I'm not sure about that name, but we do have a fake pro player on the other team here, and I think that is another goal.
Oh, it's a good read on the miss.
Okay.
And that's 4-4.
That is
Okay,
4-4.
we're gonna stop it there because we could. Well, you can show the scoreline at the
Rizek, by
bottom.
the way, on the other team, Johnny. Look at that. A fake pro player on the other team.
Fake Rizek
So-
and a We Are Chalk title. Don't
Yeah.
mind it. But yeah, that was a sequence of play from 2-1 to 4-4. And you can see there in the timeline quite a lot of goals in quick succession. There actually were 3 more after this, but we're going to focus on this little window here and see why neither team was able to stabilize. Initially, well, actually throughout this, quite a lot of immediate pressure off of kickoffs and some questionable defense maybe. That's the at a glance what I'm noticing. But straight away we've just kind of walked into a ball chase challenge, which at this stage in the game, I would expect you to expect this. I can't tell you because we did just skip to 2-1, but it doesn't matter. All we need to know is that if the opponents have shown any indication of challenging from second man in twos, then you have to see this coming. 2:46 into the game. In fact, it should probably be your default, especially at this high rank, to expect that.
Absolutely.
Because the only reason you wouldn't expect that is if these guys have been hyper defensive. They've just been really, really reactive. Like every time
we know
you have the
that
ball,
they're
they
not
go
going
away.
to be. We know that they're not going to be
They're
because they
solo
have.
queuing,
They're solo queuing and because they have the We Are Chalk tag. Like they're just going to be absolutely
They're just gonna be ball
brainless
chasers.
monkeys on the pitch. So it's really a given that this guy's going to challenge you. I mean, in all seriousness, like Johnny's right. You have to expect this type of challenge. I'd say we need to turn ball cam off a little bit quicker. Okay, if we don't turn ball cam off quicker, we're still pretty quick with turning it off, but just slightly, maybe too slow, slightly, then we get caught off guard by this guy. Yeah, we have to expect it, especially if we chip it in front of our net. All right, that's the thing. If we chip it in front of our net, down the middle of the pitch, we need to almost jump behind the ball just to be sure. If you can take this into an air duel, amazing. It might be pretty tough at this level, but you might be able to do it if you have good enough control. I would recommend doing that quickly. You have a clear shot towards net. You have a guy overcommitted trying to get back on low boost. It'll be a 1v1, and you'd actually probably just double jump it over this guy and score the open net if you can do that. So I would just do that, especially because it's in front of the net, okay? It just simply is too easy of an angle for anyone... anyone coming towards the net there. So
I do that a lot in my games. I'll just send it
play
from second man, third man, because third man and threes, because you will just get a lot of free goals. Now this was actually a decent shot.
Yeah, he tried to get a bump on it as well. Good challenge. So I like this so far. Okay. I mean, this isn't us, but I just have to lose my mind a bit on this guy. This is nuts. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just a little
nuts.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, just a little bit. But I like the idea, the kind of different thinking, but it could go bad. It's fine though. Nice wall dashes to recover.
It does eventually. Oh no.
Okay. This.
Nah, if this happens to be, I'm just blaming my teammate. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm blaming my teammate.
Yeah.
I'm blaming my teammate. He's run away to mid to get boost, and then I've actually had to cover him with a little clear.
What's going on with the wall dashes in this
still not back. Yeah, this guy's coming back.
I don't think I can do that. He wall dashes like that. But yeah, what is? Whoa!
Yeah, I'm blaming my teammate.
Wait, he's a bot. He's a bot. It's a bot. It's a bot.
You're joking. It's not a bot.
100% a bot. No, it's not, because they turn ball cam on and off. No, it's not a bot.
No,
what?
It's not a bot. Yeah,
but what is this?
I think it's a player.
No, but how did he react?
So he's thinking that you've got the ball here because you've hit it once in defense. So he thinks, great, my teammate's now counter-attacking. If I just bump this other guy, then my teammate's got an open net. But he doesn't think that there could just be a shot coming on target somehow.
Okay, simply enough. I mean, this isn't the player we're looking at, but I am going to speak about this. Simply enough, he doesn't have to.
Maybe it is.
No, it's not a bot because they don't turn ball cam on and off. But that's
not
really
a bot.
weird.
Okay,
yeah, but look at this. Okay, so first of all, he shouldn't even go for the bump on this guy because if your argument is, okay, my team has a free ball, if he gets past this guy, it's an open net. This guy's so far away, it's simply going to be an open net regardless, right? So
yeah, exactly.
He shouldn't go for the bump.
It's terrible.
Second, how does he okay, so he has ball cam off for some reason. This is absolute insanity.
Yeah.
He jumps before he turns ball cam back on, Johnny. That's what I'm so confused about. How does
Did he
know
hear
that?
the shot?
Dude,
Does he hear the
honestly,
shot coming?
I'm so confused how he knows this is...
Maybe.
That's nuts to get that close without... But anyway, he made a crazy mistake. So going back to you, I
don't
would...
know. I don't know
That's
what happened here.
ridiculous,
This is insane.
I don't think we did bad. I don't think we did bad. If
I
you want to
think
be
we did
really
fine,
nitpicky,
yeah.
take a wider angle. I still don't think that would even be better. I'm not sure. I think
I
our
would say
teammate is just
I reckon you
nuts.
just do the same thing next time and your teammates go ball cam on and you're
Yes.
probably fine.
Yeah, I would
think
say
like
so.
sometimes you just gotta look at positions and say, well, okay, if this happens again, are we gonna get that unlucky?
Yeah.
No. So it's probably gonna be fine. I actually like the slowing down here. Your teammate's dead, so if you send a
Really
challenge
nice
guy out
control
play,
as
then
well.
you are just going to be solo. So this is kind of, this is a great play.
What is
We've done
going
very
on
well, but
with players in this
We're-
game and just like I love the I love the different thinking, but they are just, bro, what is going on? Why are they doing that? Like they're all doing this in this replay. Like every single one I've seen has done this. Why are they all just leaving the ball when they're like last?
well, Jack,
I'm
the
gonna get
question
demo.
was.
This is
The
nuts.
question was why were neither team able to stabilize? It's actually quite clear why, because the risk. There's so much risk on this play. Like he's just like, yeah, that guy's probably lost control. I'm just gonna demo his teammate. Oh no, he still has control,
I
and he's
can't
going
believe
over
it.
net.
Of course, it's the We Are Chalk guy. Like I swear, it's
Oh
just...
no, we are chalk guy.
Okay, right, but
But
good
yeah,
play,
good job
good
with the
control.
open net.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah. A couple
And, yeah,
a couple people would have
reason-
missed that. A couple people would have missed that.
I wouldn't be confident. But yeah, the reason I liked your challenge, if anybody is wondering what we're talking about
Yeah,
there,
let's go back
the
real quick.
teammate was demoed. So when your teammate gets demoed, this happens a lot. A lot of people make this mistake. They'll just charge in there, and then the flick will go over their heads, and their teammate hasn't even respawned yet. So we're not challenging as a team. Instead, fake challenge, stop, reverse. It's not the conventional method
But
to
it's good.
approach this
Yeah.
slowly, but it actually does work. It catches them off
It
guard.
doesn't have
so
to
I
look
like it.
pretty, and
Yeah.
it like sometimes you're gonna make plays in Rocket League where you could have got beaten, right? But it doesn't mean that you didn't do well. You did well to adapt there, recognize that you were going in too quickly, recognize that your teammate got demoed, slow down, and the control was great. Yes, the
But
opponent just went absolutely nuts. Really nice shot, but it was
Did
still a
your
good
ball
play
come
by
off
us.
for this one as well?
Yeah, let's have a
Was
look
he
at
just, like-
user C.
Was he really just going for a demo here and he missed the demo and hit the ball?
What is
He
this
did
player?
have ball cam off.
Wait,
bro.
no. I think
What?
it is a bot. It is a bot. Yeah, it is a bot. Okay. It's a bot. Okay, I didn't know they turn ball cam on and off. I don't know why they do that.
There are
then.
bots with ball cam now so that they can evade detection, you reckon?
Oh,
It's a
you
bot,
think
'cause it
that's
has
what
to be.
is. It is a bot.
Yeah,
The reason
no
it's a bot
player
for
would do this.
sure. One is because he's simply shooting the ball without ball cam. Two, because we saw him
nobody would
jump
do this.
previously.
Yeah, the jump was
Um,
suspicious,
the
but now
jump-
we've got
jump
more
was weird.
evidence.
The clear telltale that it's a bot, Johnny, is the wiggle on the aerial.
Yeah, the wiggle jump as well.
This is
Oh my goodness.
technically, I think, the quickest way to get up to the ball, the most accurate way to get up to the ball with speed and like perfect like precision. No player can truly do that. So it's
no player would do that.
yeah,
it's
no
so
player would.
pointless.
It's so weird.
to-
It's pointless because it gives such minimal kind of and it's
so minimal.
hard to
Like,
control.
why would you want
Yeah.
to be like that? Oh, bro.
By the
this
way-
is insane.
by the
So we
way-
actually do have a bot. That's why.
if you look in,
user C7446.
people might go, how do they not know a spot? Then the username is giving it away. User C7446, but that username can happen if there's a mismatch. From what I know, I got told the other day if there's a mismatch between names of the Epic Games client or the Steam client and the actual game Rocket League agreeing with each other. So if they don't agree with the censorship, they just give a random name. So I don't think the name is a giveaway because I sometimes like I've seen accounts with that kind of name before
Wow.
and they're not bots. But yeah, 100% a bot. Great shot from the
Detective
AI.
Jackal, he caught he caught the bot early, and that I guess makes sense as to why he's just being weird and
Dude,
never
no,
doing
but I
anything
don't-
normal.
Like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, all in all,
To summarize,
yeah, if this happens to you, and just to provide a summary, why we're neither team able to take control. Yeah, very risky touches. Going back to the first touch that we made in the opening, we've also had some volatile kickoffs, which does happen in twos, so we don't need to think too much about that. And we've also had really weird demo timings, and our teammate might be a bot. So
yeah, our
put all that
teammate
together.
might be not a real human, which
I
could
mean,
add to the fact
touch
that we've
is
lost.
so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opponent did well. They're reading your miss. We
Yeah.
probably didn't need to jump up immediately. But I mean, when when something like this happens, your teammate might be a bot, just gets absolutely pre-jumped like by the We Are Chalk title.
Yeah. And
wait,
the shot
is the We Are Chalk title also a bot? Maybe this could explain.
I don't think so, but well, he is, but not he's still a real person. But I'd say we're obviously going to jump for this because it looks
speed.
it is good speed. It looks like it could be a shot on target, right? Our reaction time is just gonna, or our reaction, sorry, is just gonna go. Oh, we need to get up.
I don't blame you.
And then you recognize it's not on target, so I don't blame you. We could try and get the read. It's tough. It's just a good shot attempt from the opponent there. So. Yeah, just to summarize, I apologize we went on a tangent, but I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing from this guy.
No, I can't believe this.
Just to summarize, I would say personally, in terms of your mistakes, it's tough because I don't think you made crazy mistakes. Like that one, we agreed that it was our opponent's fault.
This is fine. Yeah.
This one, right? Yeah, this one we need to start seeing. Okay, if you're worried about, not taking enough time, you're simply going to have to work on double jump pops into air dribbles. If you work on that, you're going to have not only just a get out of jail kind of card here in these situations, you're going to have a great shot attempt, Johnny. If you work on like double jump into air dribbles, you can just simply go down the middle of the pitch, get a great shot with an air dribble or a flip reset or something. These goals were great control from you, great shot from the definitely not real human on our team. And overall, just a little bit of craziness, I'd say, from demo attempts and stuff like that. But in yourself, I don't think it was too bad, Johnny. I feel bad that there's not much to say about this guy because I think you played pretty well.
I would say literally only takeaway was that one touch, like from this segment of gameplay we watched. That's it. Honestly, everything else is fine. Don't worry about everything else because sometimes you can overthink and overanalyze problems, and if at the end of the day, this is a very small sample size. We're looking at part of one game that you've played. So if you want to go and take that one touch that we've just pointed out, now you look for other situations where it's potentially happening, you might notice a problem that happens a lot, and then you really have something that's valuable to fix. Whereas if you were to go, okay, my teammate might just go and demo at midfield randomly all the time, therefore I always have to be back in goal, you're probably not...
No, they're not real. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Look at the other POV as well. This is so funny. You're going to be correcting a mistake that's just not.
What is going on?
It's just not.
I don't understand what these is this guy a bot as well? Like, you don't do that, and you just don't do that. And they were so mirrored.
They're actually
so mirrored. I don't understand.
No, look at his pre-jumper on their fourth goal, 4-4. Maybe it is another bot. Maybe they're both like turning the bot on.
Are you paying people to use your tag, Johnny? Are you paying bots to use your tag? Because you said.
I think he's using
it's a bot.
I told you it was so fast. I told you.
It is so quick.
Oh,
You're
our
right.
Spidey senses.
So quick.
Our Spidey senses are on today. You were on the first guy in a moment.
So quick. Oh my god! I didn't realize how quick this is. No one.
Yeah, I told you. I was like, look at it.
And the wiggle.
And the little wiggle.
The wiggle is
the wiggle.
Oh my god. I don't look at any more gameplay. I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm sorry that we went on a tangent, but I hope that you got enough out of this segment.
Yeah, hopefully, because we didn't start the video to do member reviews for all of you guys. If you want a review, you do have to buy the course. We're sending out these videos occasionally. We don't know. We can't tell you when the next one will be, but we did actually for this first iteration do all of the submissions. Might be the last time that happens. With the tendency with these things is that usually when creators like ourselves put these out there, and we create a video about it, it will create more supply than we have ever a chance to catch up to. So we just want to say that. Yeah, we absolutely. That's a great problem for us. But we do want to say that because we can't guarantee this. Yeah. This is not part of the product that we're selling at the next rank. The what you're buying is the course.
Yep.
But members of the course do get private Discord channels such as this one where they can submit replays, which we may one day turn into a video.
Yes.
At an undisclosed time and date with absolutely no guarantee. So do bear that in mind. But with that being said, wow, what a find.
Yes.
Why was this game so chaotic? Wow,
Incredible.
I think we figured out why.
The more than 50% of the lobby are not real humans. I mean, it's simply not a Rocket League game. We're just not playing the actual game. So that's why the game was chaotic. Unlucky that we find this game. But Yeah, hopefully you got enough out of that. Guys, thank you for submitting
Wow.
your replays. All the rest of you that are just watching, learning, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you did learn some things from this video that you can apply in your own games. Everything that we've talked about in this video, Johnny, or at least 99% of them are in the course. I'd say the course is so extensive that it's going to be absolutely everything that we talked about in this video, from what I remember. So definitely go and check that out if you're interested in improving your game in Rocket League over at thenextrank.com. Check out all of our other videos on the channel. Drop a like, drop a sub. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.